Are you thinking about moving, upgrading to another house, and renting your current one out rather than selling it? Well, I have a little bit of information for you to contemplate before you do that. When you finance your next house, you're going to need to pick a program for that loan. So we've got Fannie Mae, FHA, and VA. With VA, you need a 2-year history in order to use income from any of those rental properties. So we'll want to take a look at that. You'll need the lease, and then you can only count 75% of that income. And then there's some guidelines on what you need for cash reserves. For FHA, this one is a little more complicated. You need your lease. You can count 75% of the income. You need a first month's rent from your tenant. You need to be at least 100 miles from your property that you're moving out of. And you need 25% equity in the property that you're retaining. So that will require an appraisal to prove that. So FHA isn't always the best bet for retaining a property, but we'll look at it. Fannie Mae is the easiest. They will take your lease and then they'll take 75% of that to offset the payment on the house. But the only drawback to Fannie Mae is that when you buy the next house, you're no longer a first-time home buyer, so you have to put 5% down. So a couple other things to contemplate. When you move out of a house, your taxes go up. So you want to make sure that you're prepared for what you're going to charge in rent because your taxes will be higher. Also, remember that when you file your taxes at the end of the year, that you want to claim that rental income. If you write everything off in expenses, then when you go to qualify for your next house, they're going to look at that as a liability, not as an asset. So by all means, check with your mortgage person before you contemplate buying your next house so you have that all in hand. And then the last thing to remember is that you need reserves. So when you are purchasing another property and you're retaining a property, they want you to have at least 6 months in reserves. And then if you have multiple properties, there's a calculation that we need to do. So get with your mortgage professional, find out what that cash reserve requirement looks like. And I would love to be that person. So send me a DM and I would be happy to get you started on the road to purchasing your next home and having an investment property. Have a great day, everybody.